What's going on YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Night Terror's Harley Quinn issue number 1. This is going to be more of a rapid-fire review, if you will, because I don't have too much to say about this one, because stuff just sort of happens. There's a backup in the storyline, which you don't really need at all. It doesn't really make much sense. Now, I haven't been reading Harley Quinn for a good minute of time, so I don't really know much about what's going on in her books. I think maybe something with the multiverse, I don't know. But in terms of Night Terrors, you know, you kind of get the drill with a lot of these books at this point. So this issue 1, Harley is in her own little nightmare thing. They had the little whole thing with Insomnia. Insomnia does not show up in this thing at all. There's no reference or mention of him whatsoever. So I just don't get what the point of half of these are if he's supposed to be out there looking for the Nightmare Stone and he's not really appearing in some of these different books. Maybe he'll appear in the next issue. I don't know. But anyways, Harley's out there. She's experiencing part of her nightmare. Now, I will say this one's written by Teenie Howard and Hayden Sherman on the artwork, if you will. The art style is visually really interesting. I mean, it is a little bit like, there is a lot going on the page, but the way it's kind of designed to that, it's like a multi-layered puzzle. Like, look at the panels, like, right here. Look at how it's, like, overlaid, but, like, the perspective kind of shifts and changes all over the place. Like, it's visually quite trippy. And then Harley, of course, faces off against various things like the Anti-Monitor, Doomsday for some reason, Bat Family, and all that. Then she ends up at a computer where she's reading the Multiversity Guidebook of DC. Even has the DC Comics logo thing right there. So we're breaking the fourth wall. In fact, you can look at the back cover right there. I guess it's published a really long time ago. You see the Justice League Throne of Atlantis movie poster right there on the back of the magazine. It's funny, as I'm recording this, I'm actually looking at the Blu-ray right now. It's like right off to my left, but which I did review on the channel. So if anybody wants to check that out, go check out the Throne of Atlantis review. Don't think it's really one of the best. It's definitely one of the weaker DC AMU movies. But anyway, so Harley's, I guess, given keys to the kingdom of this whole multiverse simulation thing or whatever. Not sure, again, what this really has to do with Night Terrors, but we'll just kind of roll along with it, I guess. Like, these are dreams, and half of them don't make any sense anyways, much like dreams. But anyways, Harley goes through. She tries these different simulations. She tries a pirate one. She tries a vampire one. And she just kind of screams and yells, and that's kind of the end of this particular issue. She's got so many different things to go through, and just seems kind of never endless. And that's pretty much that one. Then we get a backup storyline where Harley's there. She meets kind of another version of herself. They kind of talk, and then it just sort of ends. Makes you start to question what the point of it all was, but hey, you know, it is what it is, I suppose. I mean, there's nothing all that crazy or all that particular about it, but hey, that's the issue in a nutshell. So again, I don't really know what the purpose of this adds to the overall Night Terror storyline. I thought the multiverse idea concept was a little bit interesting, and I was kind of surprised to see them kind of break the fourth wall, if you will, if you can really do that in comic books or whatever. Or is it really called the fourth wall? Because it's not a movie, but it's a comic book. But yeah, I don't know. It's a really weird, strange, bizarre thing. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt kind of indifferent to this one. I'm kind of getting tired of, like, I mean, we're at the halfway point, pretty much done. I have like one more issue left, and then I'll officially be halfway done through Night Terrors. And so many of these books don't feel like they add really anything to the overall story. It just feels like, you know, we'll just kind of throw something together. Like, where's Insomnia in this thing? Why isn't he showing up in more of these titles? Like, what's the point of having all these things if they add nothing to the story? You might as well have just taken a little bit of a break and release less issues. And for these titles, maybe just let them go on like normal, or let them take a quick break, and so other readers can kind of catch up, because there's so many titles that DC releases in a 2-month span that, like, that'll be a good time for readers to catch up and start fresh again. But you don't need to have all these different stories. So yeah, I mean, the last issue I covered was the Detective Comics one, and that one in particular had some really visually stunning artwork. Like, that artwork was like the main recommendation for that comic. It made no sense in terms of a story. It was just so weird and confusing. Felt like I was reading a bit of a Hellraiser thing. But this one, since I'm not currently reading Harley Quinn, I can't remember the last issue I actually read out. Maybe I can just go ahead and skim through them again and just kind of see what's going on with it, because it's been a minute since I read it. But yeah, it is what it is. If you have any thoughts on it, just let me know in the comment section down below. All that other fun stuff, I got one more Night Terrors left to cover, and then I shall be complete. So yes, all right, well, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now, bye bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.